for the last three guys, 14, 15, and 16, these are the only ones that can be done differently. The only ones. So it's still asking which is equivalent, and equivalent still means what? Same. Equal, right? So they give you your expression, okay, but the first thing you need to realize if you're not doing this by hand is how many variables do you see? Two. The minute there is not one variable but two, now we can no longer use x and y. We just can't. We can't use x, we can't use y. So they gave us x and y to use. I cannot use them. It won't graph it, it won't do anything for me. So pick a letter. He said W. No. For when there's two variables, you have to change it. So W, pick one other letter. B. So that means where I see a X, I'm going to put a W. Where I see a Y, I'm going to put a B. So I'm going to type it in with the new letters, but exactly the way I see it. So there's a 7. Instead of the X, we chose W. And it's being raised to the power of -2. And then we chose the letter, scoot over to the side, the letter B, and that's being raised to the power of 5. All right. Now, what do? Now you add a slider, change the numbers. Doesn't matter what numbers. It is, right? So it doesn't matter. I'm going to pick pretty numbers, but it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what number you pick. So, does everyone see how it gave you a value right there? That's what you're matching. That has to be equivalent. So, for example, if I put in answer choice number F, 7 at the bottom, again, we didn't use X, we used W, and we didn't use Y, we used B. So I'm going to plug that in so you can see. So if you put the division sign first, you can type the top, and then you can go to the bottom. So the bottom is W to the power of 2, and B to the power of 5. All right, look at the number it gave us. That's not it. So it's still matching. It's still matching, but you just got to be careful what letters, what you're matching. You're no longer matching a graph. Now you're matching a value. So now you're matching a value, and this is what you're doing for 14, 15, and 16. So I'll show you number 15. So again, which expression is equivalent? So first of all, that's a lot more going on. How many variables did they give you? 3. Can X or Y be one of them? No. So W is cool. W works. Instead of X, let's put C. And then instead of a Y, you want to use a K? Cool. Huh? No, it's not going to work. You got to change different letters. So you'll plug all of that in, right? It is going to be a lot to type in, but I'll show you if you add your division sign first. So put the division sign first, then you can just type directly at the top. We got 10W to the power of 7. Lord, I gotta go to the side. And then we didn't use X, we used C to the power of -9. And then we didn't use Y, we used K. You can use any letters you want. Just don't forget who you gave what to the power of 5. Then type at the bottom 6W squared C to the power of -3. And then K to the power of -. So I know it's a lot to type in, but then you add your sliders, change all the numbers, who cares? And then this is the number that you have to match. Still pretty easy, right? Yeah, it's a lot, but it doesn't matter. It's still matching. So just don't forget. You can pick the number to whatever, the letter to whatever you want. Just don't forget that you gave what you gave the X. So we gave the X to C. That means anywhere I see an X, please don't forget to put the C or whatever letter you chose. Got it? Okay, so for number 16, it's the exact same. However, y'all need to know how to set this up. Do y'all guys know what volume is? What is it? Beautiful. Length times width times height, all of them, right? All three of them. So do you know, so it gives you a rectangular prism with a width of x to the 4th, a length of xy to the 6th, and a height of y to the 3rd. Do you know all three? So what are we doing between each of them? Multiplying. So I got my length is xy to the 6th times my width, which is x to the 4, times my height, which is y to the 3rd. Okay? So again, if you're multiplying this, you can put it in decimals. However, how many variables did it give you? X, Y, X, Y. That's only how many letters? 2. So it gave you 2. Can I use X or Y? No. So you get to choose. What do you want X to be? C. And what do you want Y to be? K. So this would be CK to the 6th. This would be my X, we said C to the 4. And Y would be K to the 3. Okay, so you type that in. Add the slider. Right? Add slider. It will, if you use any other letter, it will give you the option. Add slider for W. The minute I delete them, it gives me the option again. Add the slider, but you have to change them. It doesn't matter what. You can make them pretty, but they have to be different and they cannot be one. So just slide them, whatever, right? And then just don't forget again, when you match your answer choices, we gave X a C, so you cannot forget to check your answer choices with the same letters you gave it. We gave Y the K, so I would check like that, all right? And it will match. Those are the only three. Any questions?